Welcome to a Garage Geek Little Tokyo shopping haul. Hey, welcome everybody. So today I had to go into work for training. Well, it was more like a planning session. I decided to meet a friend for lunch in Little Tokyo, which is on the way home. Little Tokyo is this great little area in Los Angeles. It's very nice to get there. It feels like you're entering another world. I've actually been to Japan. I lived there 3 years, and it's always nice to go someplace like that, especially if you haven't been a while, and just walk around. It's very small, but it was such a beautiful day, and it was nice to walk around. I took a bunch of pictures as usual, so I'm going to be, showing the pictures. There's a bunch of statues. I've taken pictures of them before, murals, but that didn't stop me. I took pictures again. Right at the entrance to Little Tokyo, there's a museum, and there's also a tower with some placards that say Little Tokyo, or basically Japanese or Japan Village Plaza, something like that. And then, you've got all these like lanes where you don't have any cars. It's like this, it's like concentrated. And like just tons and tons of shops. And most of the shops, as I was walking around, were catering to the anime and the manga crowd, which is totally fine. I like looking at that stuff. But I had to go out of my way to find a stationery store, which is called Kinokuniya. And that's a store that I went to in Tokyo. The one in Tokyo was huge. It was gorgeous. I used to go there a lot because they had I think there was at least one floor of English language books. But the one in Little Tokyo is way smaller, but it's gorgeous, and it was one of the ones that had all of the stationery. So I actually had to hunt it down. I was walking around and I just found little pockets of stationery, but my goal was to find the stationery shop. So I looked around and I shopped, and I had to be a little bit quick because I was meeting my friend from lunch for lunch, and we had a great lunch: ramen, some sushi. Of course, I got the vegan sushi, and I love that so much. And she got a beer and she split it with me. I got green tea, and I mean, come on, it was just a lunch of basically ramen and sushi, but I hadn't had it in a while, and it was so nice to eat that. And then after that, we walked around and looked in some shops, and we both got some matcha products. So she got matcha ice cream, and I got tea. I sat there and it was so I actually really like matcha. I got used to that flavor when I was living in Japan, so it was really great. Bought a whole bunch of stuff, and I spent way more than I had expected. Now, I knew it would be expensive because this stuff is imported from Japan. I already knew that, and I was going there specifically to look for some items, but because I was in just a little bit of a rush. In fact, my friend and I went back to the same shop afterwards, and she loved it. But I was a little bit rushed, and so I was putting things into my cart, and I wasn't being sensible. And then when I was, kind of thinking about the time, and then when I went to the checkout and I was just buying everything, I was like, it was like adding up. I was like, oh my gosh, I spent way more than I wanted to. But I'm going to start by showing a couple things that I got for my husband. So he already opened them. So he got an eraser set. Each eraser has a different Totoro character on it. How cute is that? And then I got him a book of 30 Totoro postcards. So when you open it up, it's got this great opening, like trifold. And then of course, like each page is, a beautiful art card from the movie. And so, I mean, you can't go wrong. Like this is gorgeous. Especially if you've seen the movie and you know what that's like. He was very happy. He really liked both of those. So first off, I made a purchase. This is a pretty big purchase because these are imported from Japan. They're expensive. So this is like a pencil case. And inside the pencil case, I already put some of the little things that I bought. So I actually bought washi tape. So if you don't know what washi tape is, it's basically tape, decorative tape. I bought a Journal UC. This was expensive. I bought a checklist stamp. I love checklists. So now instead of making a checklist, I could just stamp this in there and fill it out. It's pretty cool. I bought a whole bunch of pens. So I have a whole bunch of pens already. I'm kind of a stationary freak. I'm not like some of the people on YouTube. I'm pretty mild in comparison. But I bought all these pens, and I especially was looking for these, and I was happy I found them because these are called the Oniball 1 1p or something like that, but they feel so good in the hand. They're small. I bought one for myself and one for a friend. I'm gonna let her choose. But these weren't cheap. They were $10 each. And when I used it, and everything was true, like the click of it is nice, the feel of it in your hand is nice. It's got this little clip. I mean, it's just a gorgeous pen. So I was very happy to find those. And then, of course, I bought other pens, from that same company or similar, because they sound good when you click them. They feel good in your hand. A bunch of different colors. Yeah, I'm very excited. So this one I bought a blue, an orange, a red, another. This one's a dark blue, a black. I think I got 2 different black. Because I'm going to be using them for a journal that I'm making. So let me go ahead and put that away into my new pencil case. You don't realize, but this thing feels so nice. Next, I bought this. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Lectern. So this is a bullet journal with lines, and I like this A6 size. So I'm gonna start a journal in these, keeping track of award winners. And I'm going to be using this, and hopefully if I mess it up, I mess it up. It's not a big deal. But I'm going to be practicing with this. I also bought 3 little field notebooks that are for pockets. Now, the thing is, I always buy these and say I'm going to keep them in my pockets, and then I never do. So I got to change that. I love being on the internet and then writing things down and then going back to them later. And I never have a notebook. I always use sticky notes. So I need to start keeping these handy. And I think I'm going to place them strategically around the house. One in my garage, one in my bedroom. I'll find maybe one in my classroom so that I always have some place to write things down. Okay, this was just the stupidest purchase ever because I didn't need to be in Little Tokyo to buy these. But they're reprinting the Choose Your Own Adventures books. And I had a lot of these as a kid. I got them out of the library. I used to buy them myself. And there's a 40th anniversary. Now, these must have been out when younger than, or like I'm 56 now. So that would mean that I was 16 when I was reading these. And I think I was way younger than when I was reading these. I think it's the 40th anniversary of this series. I think there might have been another series before this because I don't think that this was the first one. But in any event, I bought the first 3 books in the series. Then I bought number 6. And I bought this one, which is a more modern one. It's not numbered. And I'm going to go through them. So The Abominable Snowman is number 1. Journey Under the Sea is number 2. And they have updated colorful covers. Space and Beyond was number 3. I jumped to number 6 because this one just looked fun. House of Danger. And then the one I got that was later in the series is Sister from the Multiverse. Just in case you don't know. So you basically read a couple pages and then you have to make a choice of what you're going to do. And as a kid, I would cheat. I would jump ahead and I would look at both and see. And but they're illustrated and they're just fun books. So I think this might be like something to do right before bed. I have so many books next to my, bedstand of things to read before bed. And the last thing I'm going to show off is I bought a letterpress stamp set. If I can go ahead and open this, it's basically numbers and letters. So instead of writing the date out, so for example, since I'm working on awards, so let's say I want to make all the Booker Prizes, so I'm going to have to go by year or the Nobel Prize or whatever. So it's going to be done by year. So at the top of the page, I'll have to put, like 1969, 1970 at the top of each page. And so, of course, I could write that out, but my handwriting is not good. So that's why I thought a stamp set like this would be neat. My friend was really funny. She was like, isn't that going to take a lot of time? And I was like, well, that's kind of the point. You're putting time into it because it's kind of a hobby, a thing that you do with your time. And she was like, oh, okay, I get it. The little board was coming up. So basically you get all the numbers and the letters. Now, one person online was complaining that they were way smaller than they had anticipated. Since I bought a small journal, anyway, I don't think the fact that they're small is going to make that big of a difference. So, but we'll see. So there you have my trip to Kinokuniya bookstore. I guess I didn't know, but they have some all over the country. Please tell me what you what you think of my haul. I didn't tell you the prices because I was embarrassed. I'm very excited to get my bullet journal started, spending time on that as a hobby. I've got my pens, I got my journal, I got my pens, my journal, everything already. So what did you think? Did Garage Geek waste a lot of money, or was this something interesting for you? In addition, I want to say that tomorrow I'm going to the Vintage Paperback Book Fair in Glendale, California. So I hope you'll be eager to see that video, hopefully tomorrow night, if not Monday. Depends on if I'm too tired. So again, I want to thank all of you for your support.